Hi, and welcome back to Frantonio PC Learning for Beginners. In today's video tutorial, we are going to challenge Microsoft Excel. In today's video, we're just going to mainly have an overview over Excel, and I'll show you a couple of things which could be done with Excel. Before we start, I just want to give you a small history lesson here about Microsoft Excel. Okay, most people don't realize that Microsoft's experience with spreadsheets extends back to the early 1980s. In 1982, Microsoft released its first spreadsheet. It was called Multiplan, designed for computers running the CP/M operating system. So it was even before MS-DOS and so. The product was subsequently ported to several other platforms, including Apple II, Apple III, XNX, and finally MS-DOS. The Multiplan essentially ignored existing software UI standards. It was difficult to learn and to use. It never earned much of a following, especially in the US. And not surprisingly, Lotus 1 to 3 left Multiplan in the dust. Let's say so. So then Excel or Microsoft Excel partly developed from Multiplan and first surfaced in 1985 on the Macintosh. Like all Mac applications, Excel was a graphical based program, unlike the character based Multiplan. In November 1987, Microsoft then released the first version of Excel for Windows, labeled Excel 2, to correspond with the Macintosh version. Excel didn't catch on right away, but as Windows gained popularity, so did Excel. Lotus eventually released a Windows version of Lotus 1 to 3 and Excel. Had additional competition from Quattro Pro, originally a DOS program developed by Borland International, then sold to Novell, and then sold again to Corel, which is his current owner. So anyway, that was just a little history about Excel. And now let us see what Excel looks today. Unfortunately, I don't have no more old version like the 2003 or 2007 version of Excel. I had Excel 2010 and up 2010. That is when when most of the improvements have been made into Excel. I'm using today, I believe it's a 360 version of Excel. Let me show you here. Let me open this one here. And so when you open your Excel, you are going to come first screen you're going to come up nowadays is with this with this new interface here. Before, it used to open automatically already. The previous version used to open automatically the program itself and inserting you already a spreadsheet tab. Now you have many more choices. So of course, when we start a new Excel file, we need a new workbook. Yeah, and you can have a choice. You also have a choice here from there are already pre-made templates down here which you can download, and use them. Or you can start with a blank workbook. So then the next thing we have here, if I go in the home, here, in the home tab, you see I can see, so here I can open a new one or any from the templates, and then it shows me here all the different workbooks I've been working recently. In the open tab then you have a choice to look for recent application you just did in the last few days, and so you can use the shared with me. So you have to sign in into your account. You can go on OneDrive. Also here you need to sign up, or you can check this PC. And here in the this PC here you can select your folders wherever you have your documents stored. You can add a place on a OneDrive for Business, or obviously you need to have an account, or you go here under the browse and you open the browse window and you can look in your documents or whatever you have, So let me cancel this one. So then the next thing we have down here, we have an info tab. The info tab is also very it can be helpful for many things. First of all, you can protect your workbook. You can inspect your workbook if there's any issues. You can also restore older file, or the restored file you just did. So example, if I open, with Excel up 2010 and onwards, I can open still the older files from 2003 and 2007. But there's going to be a lot of changes because the interface has changed, a lot of other things have changed in the newer version, and it will not look the same. So what you have to do is you have to resave that old file format into the new one, close it, and then reopen it, and then it will look okay. Next thing you have done here, you can manage your workbook, and then you also have the option here for how it could be looked in or viewed in on the web. By the save here, like it saves recent, where on the drive, this PC, other picture, or browse. So if I put on browse here, so it tells me where you want to save this workbook here. Let me do a cancel here. Then we have on the print, we have a print. You can check out what your page looks like when it's printed. You have many options here. For printing. You can have printed one side. You can go from 1 to 3, or if you have many row pages, the orientation, the sizes, the margins you can have, and the scaling. Once we get doing our first program, or first setting up our first spreadsheet, I'm going to show you how you can use all these functions in here. And of course then you have a page setup. So if I go into page setup, so it comes up with this dialog. Here you can change from portrait to landscape. You can adjust the size, you can adjust fit it to one page, and the paper size, the print quality, first page number, you can leave it out auto, or you can set that one up. In here then you have your margins, which you can adjust with this how you say, scrollers. You can put directly a number in, or you can go up and down, to change it. You can center the page horizontally and vertically. You have your header and footer. You can put in a header and you can put in a footer. And on the sheets, you can select your print area. You can print the titles if you want to. The columns, you can print the grid lines, black and white, draft quality, rows, none, comments, if there is. At the moment it's got nothing in there, and cell error as displayed. Then you can do the orientation of your printing. Here is automatically set to down then over, but you can change it over then down. Okay, so let me get a cancel here. Then let me go here into the share tab. As you can see now, I have to sign in. So let me close this one and let me go back here to file. Export. Also, you can create a PDF, or you can even change a file type. PDF. A lot of people use PDF, which I would also recommend when you save your file and you have to send it somewhere. Don't send in the spreadsheet. Just create a PDF and send it to them. And here now, of course, we got option also to publish. I never use this option here, but I believe you need to be signed in. You need to sign up. You need to sign up in your account to publish it. And then, of course, here we have the close button. So next thing is here is you can check out your accounts, yeah, and here you can give some feedback. And another good thing is here in the options. So let me show you here a little bit in the options. Well, the things you can, there's a lot of things you can do. So you can change some of the interface options, yeah. You can change the fonts, the font size, the views, include this many sheets. So example here, you see I got only one sheet. I can put that up, I don't know, 5, 10 or whatever. Just leave it at 1 because you're going to start with 1 anyway. And then it's going to appear your username, and you can choose also the color theme. Then here's some privacy settings. You can use LinkedIn if you have an account with them. And then here you have startup options, which you can use some other extensions also. I haven't touched these ones here because I don't really use them. Then we have the formula tabs. Here you can change out how you want Excel to make your calculations, usually set to automatic, yeah. But you can change this one to whatever you like. I leave it on automatic, yeah. Then working with formulas, you got different styles here. This one here was for the older 2003 2007 Excel files. So you can check it or you can leave it unchecked. And then of course we have the error checking rules and so on. Now we have proofing. Here you can change autocorrect. You have an autocorrect options, yeah. So you can say, example, you can use one of these and you can replace it with something else, or you can add new ones, yeah. Then this is just a normal. You can uncheck this or check this as if you like, and then you can have your custom dictionary if you have any. And then some other languages down here, directory language German. You can change this one to English, and you got all different languages in here. Now this is the way you can save your workbooks. You can do an auto recovery information in case something happens, goes wrong. You have an auto recovery, which means if the file was closed improperly or whatsoever, when you reopen it, it will come up in auto recovery, and you can start from the last thing you left off. Here, then, you know, some other options you might have, and so on. Cage settings, preserve visual appearance, but this, I mean, this is only, I mean, I would go into this stuff only if you're very expert in Excel already. Then here you got your languages, yeah. So I have different, I have 3 languages here installed. I have German, because I'm Germany. I got English, and then I got Italian, yeah. Then here you can change this one here. For example, this one I have my one set up in English. See all my tabs and whatever's all in English. You can change this one to different languages if you have them installed, yeah. In fact, there's install additional display language from office.com. If you go up there, you get to a website and you can download your own language then. And of course here you can install additional keyboards from Windows settings. Easy to access, yeah. And then in the advanced tab, I wouldn't go too much in the advanced tab, especially if you don't know what you're doing. You could really damage a lot of stuff here, but so that you know eventually, if you are confident with it, you can do that. Then this one is very important, customizing your ribbon. For example, these are you can choose here from which commands you want, yeah. These are the most popular commands which you find in this, let's say, in this ribbon here. You see, you got a file, you got the insert, you got page layout, formula, data review. We are going to show you them shortly. The one thing I ask you to do is when you go into custom ribbons, you see here on the right hand side, yeah, these are the ribbons which we have already opened now, yeah. And I give you a suggestion, make developer example. This one will not be, same like here with row, you know, that is not used, but you can add it. And developer, I would encourage you to click on this one so that you have the developer tab, because we're going to use that one later on in some tutorials which I'm going to show you. Then we have a quick access tool bar. That is this toolbar up here. Oops, at the moment it doesn't work because I got this one open, but I'll show you soon. Then there's add-ins you can get, yeah. These are all the add-ins at the moment installed. You can get some new ones, you can download them. And the Trust Center, of course, now. And anyway, so that is a, let me do a cancel here. That is an overview of the file system here. So now let me go back here. So now on the top here you can see, oops, on the top here now you can see it says book 1, okay, because when you open a new workbook, that's why it comes out, so book 1. But you can change this after when we save it. When you save it, you know, when you make a file saved, you give it a name, and the name will then appear here. So up here also you got my autosave now is off, but I can change it into the option and make it to on. So that means that I can tell them, okay, I want you every 10 minutes I want you to make an autosave, so if something happens, at least I don't lose all my files. Actually, let me see here. Let me go back. I think that is here under the options and save display out for this workbook here and save to computer by default and save auto recover every save to my computer. Where is it here? Cage setting, colors, editing. So anyway, yeah, for actually the autosave working on, I have to you have to set it in your options also for in if I go into file now, if I go under file in the options here, what you have to do is under sorry, not in the options. Let me do a cancel here, make a file. You have to put it on in the share ones. You have to sign in, yeah, which I don't have, and that's the reason why it shows me here that it's off. So you need to be actually on. You have to share it then online in the OneDrive or whatever. Anyway, so on the top here we have that is the quick access bar, yeah. And I have at the moment I have for save, undo, redo, print preview, spelling, and on this, if you click on here, you can customize them. So you can enter, you can check all these ones, and then they will be up here. So that's the quick access toolbar. Now let us check out a little bit the interface. The file system menu we have done. Now the first tab you have here is the home tab. Here in the first one here you have all your options of copy, cut, format painter, which I'm going to show you what that is going to be doing, and then paste options. Under paste options you have at the moment we only got keep text only, but once we copy something from one sheet, want to send it to another sheet or whatsoever, then you have here many more options. And then you have your special options, which at the moment here comes up only Unicode text or the text. Anyway, let me do a cancel. But when we got in there, I show you how you can do this. Here we got clipboard. Yeah, you can make paste all or clear all. And so that's the first part of the home tab. The next one here is this is your font. Yeah, here you can adjust your font. Here you select whatever fonts you want. The size. Here you can increase your font size and decrease your font size. Here you can give it a bold, italic, or underline, and you got some options here: double underline, underline, and here that is your border styles. So if you look at here, you got your borders. These are all the options you have available. Or you can draw a border. You can draw a border grid. You can erase borders. You can give the line color, which here then you got all your colors. Plus here you can choose more colors, standard or custom. Let me do a cancel in here. And also here, that is for your background. So example, if you want to highlight some text or whatsoever, you can use these colors here. You see, it makes the cell or whatever selection I have, you change then to that color. Then this one here, this is for the text color. So here you can change the text color. You know, I don't have any text in here, but let me just put text in here. So let me put in here hello. So now if I go under here, see, I can change then the text. I select the color and it will change the text to the color. Oops. No, now it will work. See, so now I can change all the texts in here. As you can see, the color changing on the hello there. Okay, so let me put it back to the normal plug. Let me get rid of this one here. So that was now the fonts. The next thing is the alignment. You can align in each cell, you can align the text automatically. It gets put down on a bottom alignment. You have a center alignment or middle alignment, and you have a top alignment. So depending how big your cells are, you can then adjust the text, or even here you can apply some angles to your text. Okay, and here, if you, let me show this one again, that was a little bit too fast. If I go up here, format cell alignment, here you got your alignment, and here then you can choose, you know, your indentation, your center, and whatsoever. Vertical bottom, you can change the top, center, justify, distribute. You can wrap text, you can shrink to fit, or merge cells. And here you can then here you can actually then adjust the rotation of your text. So this is a general format cells, which is for any cell. Here you can define your numbers, yeah, decimal place, use 1000 separator, yeah, currency is the same thing. Here you can then change your symbols. So it depends where you are. I'm here, me being here in Europe, of course I'm going to choose then here to select the euro. And you got the same in the accounting. You can format your dates. You can, and down here also you can choose again where which formatting of the dates one. This one is set automatically to English United States, but you can change whatever to wherever you want. And here you have different options. Then also for the time, yeah, you can change this one. Same thing also here with the languages, you can change. Now we got the percentage. Percentage just gives you how many decimal places you want. You can do a fraction of the numbers, yeah. And here you can also do scientific numbers. Then we go into the text here. That is general text, so not much changing there, at least if you don't go into the cell formatter. Then we have some special one, which are used for zip codes, phone number, social security number. That is in English though, but you can change it also to your country. And then here you have customs. The custom numbers here, I will also show you how you can change these numbers here. This is, like I said, it's just an overview now, yeah. So now, and another thing here, we got wrap text. Means, as you can see here on the pop-up which came, if I have a long text in this cell here. So let me do just so you can see what it is. Tack, and then got more, and I got more text. So that is the text, but now I want it to wrap into this cell, so I can use wrap text, and you see it resize my column, my row here, which row number 3, and enlarge then the cell to so that it can wrap the text into that cell. So let me undo this. Let me undo and merge and center. Yeah, is if I, let's say example, I choose jetzt, choose now this column, this rows here. But if I enter text in here, if I enter text in cell 3A, let's say hello world, world, so whatever, yeah, so, but I don't want, and let's say example here, I got different names for the cells which I need to calculate. Let's say example here I have a date, then here I have a date, a name, and so on and so on. Now, and I want this one hello world here to be centered within within this these boxes here I have, yeah, where I got my data in. So I just take these 3 lines, merge and center, and you see now I center this one, so I know, okay, the hello world has this function, has the date, has the name, and has the birthday example, yeah. So okay, that is the alignment. Let me undo all this, and then of course here we have the numbers, we can adjust them, and we went over this once already, yeah. So let me do a cancel here, and here also you got some quick information. For example, you see here if you want to have the dollar sign, the euro sign, the pound sign, the Chinese, and whatsoever, you know. Then here again also you have your, you go here into your accountant, you can change here which style you want these accountants to be. We have a percentage style, okay, so that will give you a percentage. Then here you increase the decimal, and here you decrease the decimal points. So let's say example, let me go back here to a number here, yeah, let me enter a number 1200.235. Okay, it shows me 24 because it is set, my numbers here are set to if I go here under numbers, see I got the decimal place of 2. Now let me increase now of 2, but I want to see, I don't want to see only 2, I want to see 3. So what I do is I increase the decimal point, and you see now it changes to 235, the original number I put in. Or I can take them away completely and I don't have any decimal points whatsoever. So let me change this one back. Okay. Then this one here is conditional formatting and formatters table. Conditional formatting, that is something when you can through a formula, you give a cell a formatting, meaning that when you have reached a certain level of numbers, then you want to change these ones, yeah. I going to show. I still going to show you. Exactly how this works in the later tutorials. Then here you can't format it. You can't format tables. Yeah, you got several options here. But also we're going to show you. And let me go ahead back to general. And then here you have your styles. Yeah. Which you can change. Your heading 1s, your heading 2s, heading 3s, 4, title, total, and whatsoever. I don't use them much, but so that you know you can use those. Then here, this one is the cell formatter. Yeah, so here you can insert a cell, you can delete a cell or rows, and here you have formatting. Again, you can do the cell size, the row height you can adjust in here, auto fit row height, column width, auto fit column to width, or default width. Visibility, height or unhide. You can hide your rows, your columns, your hide sheets. You can unhide a lot of things if you have them hidden. Then here you have the option of rename your sheets, move or copy your sheets, and change the tab color on your sheets. And then you got your protection, protect the sheet, locked cells, and format cells, which we have done already. In the format cell here also what you have a part of, I showed you already alignment, the numbers. Here you can select your fonts. You can select your fonts depending on the fonts you're using. You can make it underline. You can give it default color if you want, and some effects are down here. Then we have the borders. The borders is when you, let's say example, I'm here on cell 3D. Now let me say I want to give this a border. So let's example, I wanted a double border. Now if I press here on the top here, see I got it on the top border and I got a bottom border. And if I press OK now, if you look at my cell here, you see it's got those borders. Let me undo this. Let me go back to format. Okay, format cells, border. And also you can choose the color, which way border color you want. You have different options here, you know, from choose. Yeah. Then the next thing is the fill. That is the background color, which at the moment is set to no color, but you can change the color here of your cells, of the whole background of the sheet, which I'm going to show you also. And then you got here your protection. So you can lock and hidden. Yeah. When we select, I show you later on how you can protect your actually worksheet or certain parts of a worksheet. Yeah, which are going to be editable. So if you make a program for someone, but you don't want them to change certain things, then you lock those cells, and they won't be able to change it because they have to give in a password. Okay, then here you have some other functions like auto zoom, fill, clear. You can sort here, you can find and select. That is the editing part. So this was now the tab you work most of the time with. Then here we have the insert tab. Here you can insert pivot table, recommended pivot table, or a table. You can insert pictures. You can get pictures, for example, from this device, from the internet, from online pictures, and so on. Yeah. Then here we have shapes we can enter. You can draw them. You can, you know, you got text boxes, you got lines, you got arrows. I mean, you can see there's a lot of things you can enter. Then icons here also. If you press on that one, you see you got a lot of icons here which you can use. You can insert them, yeah. You can choose from different ones. Faces, landscapes. I mean, you know. It could come handy. Then you can enter. You can take a screenshot of your of your workbook or worksheet. Yeah. Then here you can get add-ins, control your add-ins. You have visual data visualizer, Bing Maps, people graph. These are all add-ins which you have to get. Then here we got our charts. A lot of options by the charts. You have a 3D map which you can do. you got more charts here, sparklers. Then you have your filter, which you're going to use mainly in the table. And then here you can also put in links, internal links or external links. And here you can put in then your text box, make your header and your footer. You have word art, and you also can put in your signature line, and here you can enter different objects. And this one here is for, you can enter different symbols or even equations. So there is the insert button, insert tab. Now let me go to the page layout. Here's where you are just all your pages. You have your themes here, your colors, your fonts, your effects, and so on. Your margins, orientation, the size of your paper. You set up here a print area. You can put breaks in there. You can change the background of your worksheet, and you can tell them I want to print titles or not if you have titles on the top row here. Here then you set the width, the height, and the scale when you're printing. Yeah, you can change this one here to your fitting, and then in the view, in the sheet options here, you have the grid lines, you have the headings, and then the print options. So example, now the grid lines are in view. If I press on it, you see my grid lines are gone. My headings are gone. Yeah, and also I can hide, or you can tell them to print them or not to print them. You also can hide this column here, and you can hide also this part here. Yeah, here is the sheet options, as you can see. I got your header and footer again, your margins, your page, and so on, like we discussed already before, but I show you for the print preview. Okay, let me do a cancel here. Next thing is when you have graphics. This is maybe for graphics. If you have graphics in your site, you can bring them backwards, you can bring forward, you can bring them backwards, you can align them, and you can arrange them. Yeah, and the alignment is if you have several graphics up here, or you insert several options and you want them to be properly aligned, you select them all, and then you go under alignment and you align them left, align center, distribute horizontally, snap to grid, snap to shape, and you can see and view the grid lines. Okay, then also once we selected some images or whatever, or buttons you put in there, then you can group them, so they're all in one group. So when you copy and paste them, you paste the whole group, and of course then you can rotate them. Now the next part here are the formulas. These are the heart of your Excel. Here you find all imaginable formulas and functions. Yeah, of course the auto sum, which we have also on the home tab. Recently used, whatever you use recently, it will come up here. These are the ones which I use the most, so that's why I got them. And here you got all your financial formulas. You got your logical formulas, text formulas, all stuff you can do with text, date and time formulas, look up and references. The most loose views is lookup and VLOOKUP. These are the ones which I use the most. You can also use HLOOKUP, but the VLOOKUP is the most I'm using. Then you have your math and trickery functions here, and here you have more functions: statistical function, engineering function, Q function, informations, compatibility, and web services functions. Then we got the main name manager. So the name manager is where you set up names in your cells, and then you can use that name which you use. For example, like you see here, now, for example, sum my sales. So I set up a table, and then I select this, and I give them a name manager of sales. And let me go back up here again. Oops, sorry. Let me close this one. Name manager, yeah. Instead of putting in there some, instead of putting this one here, it's much more easier for me to say, okay, this is my sales, this is my my costs, and so on and so on. Then here in this one here, you define a name, yeah. You give him the name, you tell him where it is, and which part of the sheet it refers to, which at this case is to the cell is selected here. Or you can create a name from selection. So you select the cells which you want to create, make a name from it. And so an example, you have now on your top row, you have different names, and you want to create names from those. Then just do your top row, your left column, your bottom row, your right column, and so on and so on. Anyway, those are, it is just an overview, and I just wanted to show you more or less all the functionality you have in here. Then this one also, it's for tracing certain number, trace which is dependent on it, and then you can of course remove the arrows afterwards. Then here you can show the formulas. So example, if I have a formula in the formula, usually you only see up here when if I got the formula in here. But let's say example, I want to see, okay, what formula did I use until, why is the formula in here? Then I would go yeah, so then I could show the formulas. Then here you got the option for error checking and evaluation the formula. If the formula gives an error, you can, through this one here, you can evaluate it, and it shows you where the error is. Watch window I never used. Then here you have your calculation options, which is set already by automatically. Yeah, you can then recalculate now or calculate the sheet again. Then the next tab here is the data tab. Data tab is used mainly for databases. So, for example, you can insert from Access, you can insert forms. From a web, you can insert forms from a text, or from other sources which you can then choose. Then here you have your existing connections, yeah. But it's when if you have like a database or whatsoever, which is not on your hard drive, but somewhere on the server or whatsoever, then you can use those ones. And here then of course you can create your queries, show your queries, form table, reason sources, resources, and so on. Then here again connections. When you press on refresh all, if you have any connections, it will refresh whatever you're connected are. But you don't really, these ones I don't use a lot, tell you the truth. Then here you have a sort. You can sort your data by ascending or descending, yeah, from A to Z or from Z to A. It's up to you. This one you're going to use is a filter, and then you have an advanced filter. This is for in some cases, especially when you do a table, when you have a table and you want to filter, and you have a large amount of data in there, and you want to filter just out certain how you say, certain cells, or which have which are related to that filter, or to that advanced filter. Yeah. So as example, I have here now I have here a database. I got my dates, and then I have a product. But the product are not all are not all the same. For example, if I have apples here, then I have pears, then I have oranges, then I have apples again, then I have bananas. So now, if I am on the table and I say, okay, filter or advanced filter, if I press that one and I select, I want to see all apples, then it will show you only what apples, the date you bought them, and the amount you had, and so on and so on. Now here you can make the text to columns. I rarely use this one. Also flash fill, I rarely remove duplicates. Here that comes very handy. Yeah. Like it checks if you have certain duplicates in there, and it will then remove those ones. Data validation, that is used. Yeah. I use that one quite often. Data validation, and I will show you how that one also works. So let's say data validation. You come up with settings here, and here's the criteria. Okay, any value, whole numbers, decimal, list, data, time, text, custom. The most one use is the list, actually. Yeah. So example, I made a list. Yeah, and that is what I want it to be. And then here I have to give it the source, which of course I don't have any source at the moment. But anyway, once I got the source, and then here I can choose between. I got several options here, which at the moment are grayed out because I got nothing in there. And so then here you can give it a message. You must enter source. Okay, let me any value, input message. So when that cell is selected, yeah, you can show a message here, given a title, input message. For example, if you have a formula in there and you don't want them to touch that formula, and that tries. So when they click on that cell, yeah, practically comes up the title, and it comes up then with a message which you put in here. Yeah, and it says, sorry, that cell is locked, you don't have access to it, or something like that. And then you got your error alert. Yeah, stop, warning, and information. And you put in here the title again. This, as it says here, show error alert after invalid data is entered. So example, in the settings, if we go here in the settings and we put like example a whole number. So, and they put in now a number with the decimal. Then it will come up the error alert here, and you can change here to stop, given a warning, or information. Yeah. Okay. So that would be the data validation, which is used. I use it a lot. Then also this one here I haven't used much. What if analysis, or the concatenate sheet. Then of course I have I have option to group certain things, which is more or less like in a pivot table. Yeah, you can group them, ungroup them, can give subtitles, subtotals in. I mean, it's amazing how many things you can do in here. Anyway, let's go on the review tab. That is mainly for your spellings. Here you can, once you enter some text, if you highlight the text and you go spelling, it will check your, it will check your, check your sheet to see if there's any error. Of course, I don't have nothing in there, so just make a no here. Then you got a tutorials, a workbook statistic, check accessibility, smart lookup. I never use that one. Translate sometimes I use. Then here you can put in a comment into a cell. So that means if I put a comment in here, every time I go over that cell, then it will come up the comment and tells me, oh, here you can give good information. Example, okay, in this cell here, put your name and stuff like that. Yeah. So these are the comments. They're all locked out at the moment because I haven't got any comments in there. Then here you can add some notes, and then again you can protect your sheet, protect the workbook, and allow edit ranges. That's why I told you before. If I put a certain range amount in which are allowed to edit, then when I protect my sheet, all the rest of them are locked, and only what I ask them to allow, you can your co-worker or whoever has that worksheet or workbook can only enter data in that cells. The next one is the view tab. Here you can show how your view is, which you also have on the bottom here. Yeah, normal, which is at the moment. Then you have page layout or page break view. Same as here, and here you can also adjust your custom view. And here is where I told you where you can hide certain things. For example, I can hide a formula bar. See, I can hide the headings, and I can hide the grid lines. So now I just got this part here. Yeah. So when I save the, if I save this this workbook here, and I put them off, auto off, because I don't want them to see certain things, and then when I protect the workbook and save it, then the formula bar and all these things are not be showing. Okay, then here you can zoom in, you know, you can increase your view if you need like classic like I do, or you can change it also here. I can increase here the zoom line. You see that gets bigger and smaller. It's good for reading. Let me put it up back to 100. And here you got all this selection for zooming in. Then you can open new windows, you can arrange windows, you can freeze spans. Freeze spans is used a lot, especially if you have a lot of data. So you can freeze, for example, everything. As an example here, I have all my titles, but I have a list which goes I don't know, 3,000. If I scroll, you see the first one goes up, and I cannot see it no more. So I don't know which column is what. So I can't freeze actually the pan. If I go in here and say freeze pans, and I do example from here to here, and I do freeze pans. Freeze pans. Now you see number one is always there. It doesn't move no more. So I always can see my titles. And of course then I can unfreeze the pans again. Yeah. So that's what the freeze pans is. Comes very handy when you got a lot of data. Then you can view side by side your windows. You can switch windows and macros. But macros we are going to go in mainly in the next step where we have the developer. So usually the developer is not open when you open your Windows, and you find that option to look at it in into when you go on the file and the options, Let me show you again where it is. So if you go under File, under Options, and you go under Customize Ribbon, and you see here on the Customize Ribbon, that's the main tab, and you got the developer here. This one usually is on off. So just click on it, yeah, and press OK, and there you have your developer tab. Developer tab is used for what? It's mainly used for macros. You can record the macros. You can put security on the macros. You got your add-ins, Excel add-ins, and COM add-ins, which you can adjust. You can insert a macro. You have the property. Insert example is I can insert forms on here. For example, I want to put here a form control. Let me do a combo box. So okay, now here, example, you see, and I got my combo box. Yeah. Of course, I don't want this one, so let me delete it. But that's why you can see. Then you got your properties window, and then you can run the dialog. Here, then you have sources, which is XML, which I don't believe a lot of. I'm not using it, and there of course some expansions back here, and there are XML data which can be imported. What I use a lot is macros, and of course Visual Basic. Visual Basic is where you can use a user form. Okay, so when you first started, of course, is having nothing in there. There's nothing open. Now I have already something open in the background, so that's why I got this. These two forms in here already, but usually they don't. So what you do is if you go under here and you ask him, you can use it. You put in a user form, which would be then something like this. Down here you have modules, which you can put a module in there. That's where you're making your coding, yeah. And that's the user form, and that's the only thing which they haven't improved a lot lately in Visual Basic. It's a little bit better than before, but it's pretty much rudimental still. So the user form, of course, here you can resize the way you want, yeah. Here you have all your, here that's where you give them the name. You can change the colors and whatever. There's a lot of functions in there, yeah. And but once we go to the user forms later on in the program, I will show you that. So then once you finish with your user form and whatsoever, just go here. Oops. You can go here, File, close, and return to Microsoft, and you're back to Microsoft, and your Visual Basic editor is closed. Okay, so and then as last here we got a help menu. Just normal help, like certain things you might you need to find out in WhatsApp, contact support, feedback, show training, what's news, community, Excel blogs, and suggest a feature. So, and anyway, that is the overview on Excel. Now, the next thing I want to show you is some things you can do with Excel workbooks. So let me open this file here. This is something which I made. A couple of years ago, but just playing around a little bit to find out what can be done. So what is this actually is it is in German because I'm in German, So I was going to start doing a data bank, or how you say data bank would be in English a database, yeah, for Fahrzeuge, for automotive, yeah. So, and as you can see, let me close this one. As you can see, I put a text here, yeah, which is actually a word. No, it's a text with an effect. No, shape outline, shape fill. No, that was not. That was text fill, text effect. Here we got the text effect, and I put this reflection on. See it's got a little reflection down there. I show you how to enter these ones, because I think I'm going to show you how I did this sheet here. So then down here I got 3 sheets. Interface, which is we are on now. Then here I got a data sheet, which I'm going to show you how that one gets filled out automatically. And then here I got another one where you actually can make then a printout. If you want to send it, if a customer has information, wants to know, I want to have, could you send me information about this truck here or whatever, yeah. So, and then let me go back to interface here. See, that's all automated, and you see here we got something here. I got column headers, I got Fahrzeuge, which are the cars, an ID, a print area, and a start. So the start is here practically, yeah. And I'm going to show you how you can set up these names, which are actually under the, I believe it's here under not review formulas. Yeah, in the formulas, name range. See, these are all the name ranges I have in this file, in this workbook. Yeah. Okay. So let me go back here to the home. And okay, now this one here, the first thing is actually this is just a I inserted here. I inserted a shape. Insert a shape here. Yeah. Insert the shape here. Let me right click it. Now you can see. So now when I right click it, then I go inside the shape here. If I go under format, then here I have an option how I can format all these ones. Yeah. You make all the shape fill, shape outline, shape effects, and so on and so on. And that's just what it is practically. So let me go back here. But this is actually a button, because if I press on it, I will open a user form. So, and you saw in the previous one what a user form looks like. I mean, but I tell you now, look what you can do with Excel. So, see, that is a user form I made for this program, and it's fully functional. Okay, it's in German, so let me tell you, schließen means you are close. So here I can close I closed my user form. Let me go back. Here I can enter a new Fahrzeug. Is a auto or a truck or whatsoever. Yeah. So I put in here the marker. The mark is the model, sorry, the manufacturer, the model, the ID of the car, the year it's been constructed, where it stands, how many kilometers it has, and then references. Yeah, and that is in this tab here. In the first tab here, I actually can search. I mean, at the moment I got only a couple of cars in there, but let me show you how it works. So if I select here all columns, yeah, and I click on this one here, means all whatever is in here. I want to see what I got in here. So if I had 200 cars in here, it would count all up. and here then I have the information. I have an ID number. Every time I insert a new car, it will come in an ID. Then the maker, the model, who made it, I mean the ID number of the model, the year, where it is, how many kilometers or miles, and references for me, so I know, okay, this car belongs to this car, this belongs to him, he made this one, that one is, you know, whatever. Now if I press here, if I double press on here, or double click on here, you see I get all my information out down here of that vehicle with an image, and also, yeah. And example now I want to put some new text in here. Oops, if I want to put some new text in here, yeah. Let me put please buy me, please buy me, buy me. And I put on here to change, make the changes I just entered. Have a look at the top here, yeah. Once I do that, you see, now that's why it came out. Okay, let me undo this one. That is how you can enter. That is how you can enter the text. Now we go back one more, enter, and you change it. Also, I can do if I select another one here, and let's say example that's been sold, then if I don't want to do that one now, but if I click here on Datum löschen, that means you know, erase, so it will actually take it out of the data And then if I want to print this one, see, I come back here onto the printer page, and it will print then that car I was having. Yeah. So here is where I'm entering the date. Every time I enter date here, and I put here hinfügen, that means you know, insert, or or if I made a mistake, I make erase, so all the data here will be erased, and I can start from the beginning. But you see the model here I made, these interfaces, yeah, you can make them. And let me close this one. But this was just to show you all the stuff you can do nowadays with Excel. Anyway, so that concludes the part of this introduction or overview of Excel. I hope you enjoyed it. And in the next video, we're going to start fooling around a little bit with formulas and stuff like that, and how to set up certain things in Excel. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe, share and like on my channel, and also on my Facebook, and I'll see you next time.